I'm Jacob Brand from Lower Sackville. I competed in baking. Now I'm a Red Seal cook working in Montreal.
Question 1, dog or cat?
Cat.
Hamburger or taco?
Hamburger.
Dinosaurs or aliens?
Dinosaurs.
Dine in or delivery?
Dine in.
Macarena or the cha-cha slide?
Cha-cha slide.
Bert or Ernie?
Ernie.
Okay, you're at a holiday meal and you can only pick one of these two things.
Okay.
Stuffing or cranberry?
Stuffing.
Potatoes or all other vegetables?
Potatoes.
Cake or pie?
Pie.
What's the must-have thing at any holiday meal?
Gravy.
In your opinion, in your professional opinion,
Yes.
is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes.
I've been right. This makes me very happy. I want you to know I've told, probably like 5,000 students that I firmly believe a hot dog is a sandwich. And now 100%. I have professional backup. I don't know why people disagree with it.
But even like burgers, tacos, like those all technically go in the sandwich category.
I'm going to take this clip. I'm going to frame it somehow in one of those like virtual digital frames. I'm going to carry it with me every time I go present. And I'm just going to be like, I was right. Why the culinary field? What got you interested?
So I always loved cooking and baking. Like I remember having PD days back when I was like 9 years old, and I remember baking cookies on my days off.
Were cookies the first thing you remember baking?
Yes, but one of the first things that I learned was pancakes.
Pancakes?
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of pancake?
You know what? Like crepes are delicious, but I prefer like box mix.
Just the classic.
Yeah.
It's like the beginning memories of like when you guys started, like these were the pancakes, and it brings you back to that.
Yeah.
I love it.
In 2014, I started the culinary arts program at NSCC.
Yeah.
Graduated that in 2016. And then in 2017, took the baking program. But my skills journey sort of started in 2015. I did my first competition. 2016, I won provincials in cooking and was going to go to nationals, but dropped out due to mental health. And then went back in 2018. But I've also did a bit of coaching with cooking and a little bit of baking.
What are the two, like, what's the biggest difference between those two fields? I guess not necessarily like fundamentally, but to you in like how you enjoy them, how you approach them and things like that.
So I find that they both have a lot of overlap, but I find that baking is more precise in the formation of things. Yeah. And cooking almost has like no restrictions. So I try to bring aspects of both trades to each one.
Do you feel like that helped you when you went to nationals, having kind of both those backgrounds?
Yes, 100%. There was a coach who looked at me when I was at nationals. He was from another province. I remember him talking to my coach, and he was saying, man, that guy pushes like a cook. Like it's ingrained sort of in a cook's style. Like we just push and just work.
Can you then give me a little bit of a humble brag of what you brought home from nationals that year?
I came back with the silver medal.
Hey, what was the reaction like when you realized you won that? Well, we're in the crowd. Take me through that moment.
A rush of emotions. I had previous mental health issues that prevented me from competing in 2016. So my goal for 2018 was to just compete at nationals, just to get there. And so being on the podium was just like icing on the cake. I just remember standing up there being like super proud and like hurting from smiling so much.
I guess let's take it around the same time frame as well. Talking post-nationals. So you came home with the silver medal, and it wasn't too long after you also got another recognition. Is that correct?
That is correct.
What was that?
So a few months later, I was asked to represent Nova Scotia in an international competition in St. Pierre-et-Miquelon, which is an island off the coast of Newfoundland.
Wow.
They had very prestigious judges. So two of the judges, they were called Maire Ouvrier de France, and it's one of the highest recognitions of a trade you can have. So they had very prestigious judges, and I won. The judges then convinced me and helped me to move to France to continue in my career as a cook.
That's crazy. That's super crazy. Can you share with us then what kind of happened in France? What was that experience like? Maybe a best memory from it, or kind of just what that process looked like when you're over there?
So I lived in the southwest part of France. very hot, but it was one of the best locations ingredient wise.
Yeah.
And so I was there for 7 months. I was working as a cook, supervising up to 5 different cooks.
Wow.
In a different language.
Yeah. Is French native to you?
Oh, no. What?
Did you learn it then as you were over there? Is that kind of like
So I took late French immersion, and then for about 5 years after high school, I didn't speak French.
Just none of it.
I sort of just moved to France with like an okay understanding of the language, but like not fluent. So.
And that's diving into it, moving to France you're like, yeah, this is it now. We speak the French. This is After that experience, so being in France, managing a couple different people for those 7 months, what was the transition, I guess, then from coming back? What was the next step for you?
I really decided that I wanted to be closer to home with family and friends and that kind of thing. But I also wanted to work on my French and keep that skill up. I flew back home. I took a couple weeks off, and then I drove up to Montreal and knocked on some doors and got interviews. And
that also means then when you didn't actually like have anything secured when you ended up going to Quebec, you just were like, I'm going to figure this out.
I just went and knocked on doors, handed out my resume. I did 3 trials, and I got 3 offers from those trials. And then I got to choose where I wanted to work.
I mean, look, national medalist, worked in France for 7 months with some of the best chefs. It's a good, I guess, starting place in an interview. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, given that it's been a lot of ups, a lot of downs, it's been a journey, right?
Yeah.
If you could go back and give like a 30-second talk to like 15-year-old Jacob, based on everything you have gone through, where you're at now, what you're doing, is there anything that you would tell him?
Yeah, I would tell him to not be worried what other people think. Do what you feel is right, even if that means going against what the current norm of society is. There are a lot of people that love you and support you, and you will need those people to love you and support you and encourage you when you feel that you want to give up. And those people are super important for your journey, so cherish them.
That's a good answer. Let's do a fun one as we start to wrap this up. Let's say, hypothetical situation, but as good as you are at your career, this possibly could be true in the future. Let's say a famous person wants to hire you for a private event. All right, let's say it's Jay-Z and Beyonce. Okay, tell me what you would make for them.
I probably wouldn't go super crazy like fine dining.
Mm-hmm.
I would just make something like super delicious, like brisket.
Just blow them away with brisket.
Oh yeah, just like barbecue.
Can I be invited?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool. Okay, sweet. I just want to make sure I got the hookup. That's all. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Here's my last question. If you had to, in one word, kind of just describe your entire journey, especially your professional journey to this point, what would that one word be?
It's actually 2 words.
Hit me with it.
Worth it.
Yo, that's a good one. I love it. Jacob, thank you.
You're very welcome.
I really appreciate you taking the time to have this chat with me. See you.
All right. See ya.